First, I want to start. My name's Irene Josey. As mentioned, I'm the Larimer County Treasurer. And I just wanted to share with you some of the things our office does in the Treasurer/Public Trustee's office. Not a lot of people are familiar with what we do just because it runs so smoothly and we have such a great team performing these tasks for our community. If you don't know and aren't aware, the assessor establishes the value on all properties in Larimer County. We're looking at about 170,000 properties. With that value on each property, taxing authorities within those tax districts establish a mill levy. That's times by the property value and then produces the property taxes that are due. You can see that not all of it goes or stays with Larimer County. About 52.8% goes to the school districts in Larimer County. 22.7 stays in Larimer County government for the services we provide, such as the jail, road and bridge, the clerk's office, the treasurer's office, all of the administrative functions that we have, as well as some funding goes to the DA, etc. 8.3% goes to our cities and towns. And right now we're looking at just right over 29 million for the city of Fort Collins that will be distributing on the 10th of each month to the city for their services. And 16.2% of the money we collect out of the nearly $650 million, 16.2 goes to the special districts. If you're curious how that breakdown looks on your tax statement, in the left-hand column, the taxing authorities are listed on the property tax statement. The mill levy is established by each taxing authority, and then it's times by the mill levy, and it gives you the amount that's due to each of the taxing authorities in the area that provides services to you. To the right of that tax statement, you'll see at the very top your assessed value that the assessor has placed on it, along with any payments, a little bit lower down, any payments that you may have made prior, and the taxes that are due to the treasurer's office. And we have two separate deadlines. If you pay in halves, the first half is due the last day of February, and that happens to be on a Sunday, so it will roll to March 1st. And then the 15th of June for the second half, and if you're paying in full, it will be April 30th. If you have an arrangement with your mortgage company, that they submit, that you escrow, they submit the property taxes to us in something that we call a mass payment. About a third, that doesn't mean a third of property owners have mortgage companies, it's just a third of them have escrow accounts with their mortgage companies, and they submit to us. Something we started last year and that we're really trying to push forward is something called e-statements. Not everybody is really truly interested in every penny that goes everywhere. However, I am. So I still have what's available online to you is the full statement defining out every penny of the money that you submit to us, either by yourself or by your taxing authority. We have, or excuse me, your mortgage company. We have something called e-statements and postcards. And if you have a mortgage company that historically has paid your property taxes, we will send you a smaller postcard, saving resources and not cluttering up your mailbox. It gives you the information you may need to reply on your income tax return or other information that you may find necessary to protest your property value or submit payment. If you're interested in something called e-payments, we just started those as well. And everybody has a unique identifier code where you can receive this information once you sign up. You can receive it via email. All we ask is that you keep your email up to date and current with us, because that's the only way that we can send that information to you. You can always opt out of the e-statement, and you can see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little icon with the authorization code on there for each individual piece of property. Our website is extremely robust, and I encourage you to go out and take a look at it. You can search and find your own statement online. You can pay them online. In fact, they're available now. We just sent the file to the printer late last week, and we're in the middle of proofing those and getting them printed and in the mail. You can find anything you need regarding property taxes and the public trustee's office. You can find information about the third-party resources available if you work for a title company or you have a company that does tax research for folks. You can print a receipt when you're doing your income tax return instead of calling us. You can print your own receipt if you're doing them at 11 o'clock at night and you can't get a hold of us. You can find it yourself online, and you can do a search by your property address or by your name. We do have a handy chat function too. Our hours are 8 to 4:30, and that is available. We're available by chat from 8 to 4:30, and we answer our phones during the day. So I want you to be able to reach out and talk to us when you call us. We don't use voicemail during the day. Some of the things that we do that are kind of eye-opening to a lot of people is not only do we collect the property taxes for Larimer County, we invest them and distribute them to all the taxing authorities. If you remember, they were listed on the tax statement earlier. We invest those funds in public funds, safe investment tools. Most of them are securities. Some of them are pools. We have a couple of certificates of deposit, but everything that we invest is insured and PDPA compliant. Safety is certainly the first thing on my mind. And I have actually been in that office I just celebrated my 35th year on the 6th of January. And since I've been in that office, we have not lost a dime or even a penny of public funds. And that definitely is paramount to me. And I'm sure it is to you as well. We collect special assessments, PIDs, LIDs, GIDs, etc. Personal property, which is called income producing property for businesses, which I'm working with Jacob Castillo and the economic development team, and we're going to try to roll out some more informative information for business owners and their personal property taxes. Unfortunately, at the end of each year, if taxes aren't paid, we have to move forward according to state statute with distraint, seizures, and sales. But I have to be really truthful with you. We have really gone the extra mile to go out and personally make contact with anybody that's delinquent and is getting close to having a situation that would be uncomfortable. We had 6 mobile homes that were going to go to a different owner because of lack of payment, and we made 4 additional touch points with them, not only 3 mailings, but we went out and visited them twice in person. And that one mobile home switched ownership this past year, and that's my goal, to continue to do that. I don't want anybody losing their home. We also try and track bankruptcies. As soon as anybody files bankruptcy, that collection process ceases. We have a tax lien sale at the end of each year, usually in November. And what that does is anybody who hasn't paid, the tax lien is offered at public auction. The investor will pay the property taxes. So all the taxing authorities, specifically the schools and cities and towns, can make sure that they hit their budgets because they know exactly what they're expecting before the end of each year. We act as the county's bank. We have nearly 60 checking accounts, quote unquote, that we balance weekly, and the main checking we balance, monthly, and the main checking we balance weekly. We help with the senior and veterans property tax exemption and deferrals. And on July 1st of 2020, we absorbed the public trustee duties, as that was a change in the law. So that's been another additional duty that we have been able to pivot and absorb seamlessly. We use something at our banks called Positive Pay. Finance will actually write all the checks for all of our financial obligations. And when those checks come back and hit our bank, that hits a file that we have. And if it's not in the file of what's acceptable, they're rejected. I want to make sure that we don't fall victims to any fraud or cyber fraud. As you may know, it's very important to be that diligent, especially now. It's on the minds of a lot of people that they need to be safer, and there's a lot of tools available for that, and we're using all of that we can. We use ZBA accounts. So at the end of each day, all of our money is swept from those accounts into an interest-bearing account. And when the checks hit the bank the next day, we get a notification of that's how much is needed, and we wire that in. So every penny is earning money and working hard for you every day. We're in those accounts every day, watching it very carefully. We have an amazing accounting division. We only have 15 people in our office, so you can imagine we are busy, and we love it. The group that works together now is just absolutely incredible. I can't tell you how proud I am of them and how quickly they pivoted. I think every day we use the word pivot because it was hurry up and change, hurry up and change. COVID, of course, has been instrumental in a lot of our technology changes. But even though our building was closed, we were at work answering the phone and available for our community every day. And it's the team, they get all the credit for that. Monies that people don't think about that come through our office, property tax, sales tax, specific ownership, grant money, federal and state funds, FEMA money, and a lot more. Again, the relationship between finance and my office is tremendous. We're like right hand, left hand, and now we've added the public trustee duties. The first term that I focused on, I've been in the elected county treasurer since 2014. I focused a lot on what we could do differently and what we could do better as technology seems to be at a fast pace. We built several new tax collection systems, the newest one coming on board about 3.5 years ago. We've earned Moody's AAA credit rating. We've gone to online property tax statements. Our accessibility and future needs for our community are still paramount in my mind. So far, this second term, I was reelected in 2018 and took office in 2019. Again, we've been able to pivot with COVID, and I think Tom Gonzalez is here to report as well. It's been made a profound impact on all of us, and I couldn't be more grateful to our community representatives for everything that they're doing. It's really going the extra mile just about every single day of every single week and weekend. Technology has played a huge part, as well as being able to have the right people in the right place. I'd like to say that we didn't practice for COVID and the Cameron Peak fire at the same time, but we did. We had the Hyde Park fire and the flood, and we've learned how to manage emergencies in Larimer County with grace and to do it very well, unfortunately. We just started a customer service feedback survey. I encourage you to go out there and take a look at it. And if you have any suggestions, I want to be available for those suggestions. I'm not comfortable standing still. I like innovation. I thrive on it. And we've also won 2 grand prizes for innovation in the last 3 years in my office for all of the technology and great minds that we have. We are in the middle of a financial switch over from Oracle to Central Square. We call it Project Fran. So not only did we do year end, month end, we switched the financial system in the county and we brought the investments in-house, and that's saving us a lot of money too. I have a great chief deputy. Some of you may know her. She's was the treasurer in Adams County, and she and I have proven to be a really great combination of a good team and all the people that join us every day. And I want to thank you again for the time that you've allowed me. Please feel free to reach out, call me. I answer my own phone and I answer my own emails.